There we go. This is Sue, the Soggy Stamper. Rain or shine, it's stamping time. And right now, we have a beautiful sunny fall day. Mornings are cool and a lot of dew on the grass and on the car windows. But the afternoons are turning out to be very pretty. Okay, so last week, let me move my thing out of the way. Last week, I showed you how to make a card, and they slide across like this. There's magnets behind, but during my Facebook Live, it didn't work because I had this layer of cardstock, of designer series paper, ran clear back under the cardstock, and the strength of the magnets just wasn't enough to make it work properly. So that was last week. I'm still into the interactive mode. I made this card as soon as I got the layering diorama dies. And I got the inspiration because these are the dies. This shape here, this is the smallest one, and it reminds me of a ghost shape. Don't know why, but that's what I saw in it. So I created this card with 3 ghosts and the tombstones. But that wasn't good enough. I wanted an interactive one. So I figured out how to be able to move the ghost inside, floating around. And I even created it so that it can go up and down, twist around. And I just have so much fun playing with this. It can go in front of the tombstone, and it can, if the tombstone's not too far back, it can go behind the tombstone sometimes. At any rate, I just love playing around with this. So this is what we're going to be making today. So we need the diorama dies, layering diorama dies, and I used the largest of this shape to cut out the opening in the card. So I used this, and this is gray granite cardstock, and I've already run it through my die cutting machine, and that's what it's like. So there's that. Now the tombstones, you might wonder, okay, how did I get those? Well, this is the Lovely Labels Pick-a-Punch, and the tops of this, I think, represents tombstones very well. So I took a piece of just slightly under 1 inch cardstock, and you just slide it in like that, clear up, and you punch it, and then cut off the length. So that's how I get the tombstones. The greeting, the Happy Halloween, is from the Word Wishes dies. There's a Halloween and there's a happy in there. And I cut them out of Mango Melody cardstock, which I already did. And on the back I have some of our adhesive sheets to make it easier to put it on. Generally, I forget to do this before I cut the cardstock, but I remember to do that and put it on the back this time. And then we have this piece is 4 by 5 1/4, and so it's this layer of Misty Moonlight, and then we have the card base, which is 8 1/2 by 5 1/2. I'll fold that. And we're going to set that aside for the time being. Okay, so we're going to go back to this piece, and I wanted it to look kind of misty rather than just solid. I wanted to represent a misty night in the graveyard. So I'm using the gray granite ink pad, and I'm just going to sponge it on so that it looks kind of like there is density. It's not all even colored. There, just a little bit of, just to add a little bit of texture to it, or the image of texture. I would have used this wonderful In Good Taste Designer Series paper, but the tombstones would not have stood out, and I felt that it was more important for the tombstones to have that texturizing print than the other. So now this is ready to be used. Now the secret to the ghost sliding around, and I got this from Lisa Curcio. She did a Facebook, YouTube video, and she cut a slot in her card, just part way through. Hers was an entirely different theme. So I'm just going to cut a slot like that. Actually, I think I'll extend it a little bit more if I can. Down this way a little more. Okay, so there we've got a slot. And I'll set that aside. I also need a strip of the paper. That's going to go behind this to pull, so you can pull it out. But I want to have some trees in the background, so I have the Beauty of Friendship stamp set with the tree, and we're going to stamp a few trees there. Now on my sample card, I made him a good strong image, but I think perhaps maybe, since it's foggy, I'm going to stamp it off a little bit so they're a little bit less solid. Like that. Okay, so this is going to fit together with this over here. With the things showing behind. So the mechanism is this strip, and there is, and I have a piece of window sheet, which I had. Right handy. Yes, indeedy. It was laying right here. No, that's not it. Oh, for Pete's sake. This always happens. Let's go on to the ghosts first. Maybe it'll come trotting in, unless it's behind. Go figure. That's going to happen every time. So I'm going to put some faces on our ghosties, and I cannot see them with the white against the white very well. So I'll put them this way. This is basic black, dark ink. So I'm going to put a couple of eyes here. And a mouth. So there's number 2. And let's see. So I've got 2 going. One's going that direction, one's going that direction. Yeah, I think I'll use this side. Okay, so there's our ghosts. Have those ready. And the tombstones, I just wrote on random things. Let's see, let's say, dearest mother. (1825) through 1900. And then maybe an R.I.P. Rest in peace. Joe Blow. 1900 through 1989. He lived recently. And then how about, I did one kind of light with Father John. Father John. 1722 through 1764. He didn't live very long. He had a rough life. And then, let's say, Dad. 1753 through 1769. Is that possible? He was only 16 years old. Ha! He was a young father. And then let's have sweet baby. Poor baby. Baby didn't live very long. She was born in 1822 and she died in 1823. Sad story. And the last one, another R.I.P. Ebenezer. (1745 through 1800). Okay, so I want my ghost to be able to slide freely back and forth without getting hung up on the tombstones. So I'm going to put some of them in the front, and I'm going to put a couple behind, but I'm going to adhere them to this layer here instead of sticking them on my background. And I'm going to put them on with Actually, I think I'll use two-way multi-purpose glue. And it doesn't matter how long they are, because I'll trim them off. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue there. I'm going to stick that one here. And I think I'll put the baby one it's the tallest. I don't need it that tall. It's a baby, for Pete's sake. Put the baby one right here. And Father John's going to go over here on the side. Didn't mean to make them quite so close together. Let's see how I'm going to do this. Oh, I guess I've got to do that now. Oh, I know what. Because it's multi-purpose liquid glue, I can lift it up and move it over. And then I can put this one here. I have my embossing buddy handy. I don't think so. Okay, then the other two I'm going to put on the back. Lay them over. That. I'm going to sneak this one in here. Okay, now we'll add a couple of ghosts. Which one do I want to have as my, I want that one as my traveling one. I'm just going to tuck him down here behind. The tombstone here. And I'll put this one over here. Got to be careful it doesn't extend beyond the side of my card. Okay. Now I have to find that adhesive, that window sheet. Oh, here it is. Just couldn't see it. And I'm going to adhere it to here. I'm going to use sticky tape. Tear and tape, so it's good and secure. This strip is about 1 inch wide as well, by 5.5. Oh, come on. Take your pick to the rescue. There we go. So this window sheet fits on here like that. I do need my anti-sticky pad. I'll be right back. I don't know why it is that we don't sell the embossing buddy any longer. It's easy to make one though. You just take a little bit of cheesecloth or something like that, put baby powder or cornstarch in it, and it's just great. But it's great for taking off stickiness. And I'm going to tap it on the front here to remove some of that stickiness. Another thing I have found for removing undesired adhesive is alcohol. You sprinkle it on, or spritz it on, and then it will temporarily remove the stickiness so that you can remove it. So this piece, can you see that? It goes behind, and this goes out the slot, like that. And then we'll put the ghost on, like that. I need to make sure he's in a position that he won't get caught up in the top of the card. I think I might even want him a little bit lower. Put the slot up fairly high. A couple of strips of tear and tape on this side as well. Now you could do this with cardstock. This piece here doesn't have to be a window sheet, but because I'm using vellum, I didn't, or I could have used vellum too for that matter, but because I'm using vellum, I didn't want it to show behind the vellum. I want it to be a ghostly effect. Up, took the adhesive with it. Still, got to burnish it really well. And then the trick is to get the paper without getting the adhesive. There. Now I got it. Okay, so ghost. Here you are, hiding over here. So I'm going to put him on about like that. And here he goes. so he can go. Okay, so he's not going very well. There he goes. Okay, so I've got to finish off this because I didn't trim these. There. See if I can even that up a little bit. Okay. Now the card base. I'm going to put this on first with some snail adhesive. No, not snail. Sorry about that. This is Stampin' Seal. And I'm not putting any along this side because I want this to be able to move back and forth. So this is how it works. And I'm not too worried about, yeah, this shows pretty much on there. Should have had a longer piece and would have been further down and would have been hidden better. But the tombstones will hide it pretty well. This I'm going to pop up with Stampin' Dimensionals. And I'm going to use pieces from around the edge. Because I don't like to waste any of it. I gotta make sure. Okay, this is the side that the pole is, so I have to be careful that I don't block it. Be generous with this. That is sticky there. Guess I was a little bit messy with my glue. No, actually, I didn't know quite where I wanted it. Put here on top. Like that. So there we have our Quartet of Ghosts. He's moving around. We can go slow. Then to finish it off with Happy Halloween, like I say, I already have this adhesive sheets on the back of these. So all you have to do is take it off. Just peel it off. And I'm going to slip it behind this ghost's head. I got him up a little bit high. I'm going to put the Halloween over here. And the happy over on the other side. Okay, this did not stick well. Let me. There. So I have Happy Halloween, and the ghost can ride back and forth. Do-do-do-do-do. Okay, so that's how you make it. Oh, one other thing. Got to write pull on the tab. And I'm going to fold it up like that so that it fits in the into the envelope. Okay, ghost, go behind. Okay, he wants to go in front there. There you go. So, thank you for watching. This was Sue the Soggy Stamper with a cute Halloween card for you. If you have any questions, you can contact me at sue@soggystamper.com. My website is www.soggystamper.com. And this video will be up on my YouTube channel later this afternoon. And on my blog, I will also have the dimensions and some of the instructions on what I used for the card. If you need any of the supplies, order creationsbysue.stampinup.net is my online store. Thanks for watching. And oh, one other thing you might check out. I'm on TikTok. Something new, yes, indeedy. But I have several TikToks on there, and just go at Soggy Stamper, and you should be able to find them. Thanks very much. You have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you again next Friday at 3 o'clock.